Hello everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as always. Today, going over the vintage collections, Fenic Shan, Ashoka Tano, and Alya Secura. I always mispronounce Alya Secura, so let's start with her. Now, Alya Secura comes off of the Clone Wars cartoon, which is really weird because she doesn't look anything like the art on the card. I didn't have an Alya Secura before, so I grabbed this one up. The rest of them I had. And from what I could look at, they look like the old vintage ones that I already had acquired. This one looks a bit different. I think it's the face sculpt. I'm not positive. I only saw the Legacy one once in the store, so it's hard to say. She comes with a nice robe, of course, with a lightsaber and of course a lightsaber hilt that can click onto her belt, as you would expect from Jedis in the prequel series. And it's a good figure overall. The face likeness does throw me off though. I can't quite place it. Now without the robe, she's got what you'd expect from Alya Secura to look like, and I think she looks alright. Passable for the prequel versions, although she looks nothing like the actress that played her in the prequels. So I think I will give this one a solid 4 stars. It's a good figure, got a lot of posability. Odd placing of the peg hole for the stand. I had a lot of trouble putting her on a stand, so I didn't get her into too many dynamic poses. Next up, Fenic Shan. I've kind of been looking forward to this figure since her first appearance in The Mandalorian. I knew she was going to have a much larger part later, which she did in the Book of Boba Fett, which, granted, the Book of Boba Fett was not the best show. But she still was a solid character and a welcome addition to the Star Wars cast. I do like her. I like the swappable heads, both with the helmet and with the face exposed. And again, another solid figure. I really feel strongly about this figure. I just think it looks good. It looks the part from the Book of Boba Fett. Whether you like it or not, I thought she was an interesting character who kind of deserved her own figure. This one's a little tough because I really hated the source material for her, that most of what we got. You know, we had a little bit of her in the Mandalorian, but most of her appearances in the Book of Boba Fett, and I don't know, she just she didn't shine in that show. Well, she shined better in Boba Fett, we'll say it that way. Still, it's a good figure, great likeness. I'm gonna go with 4.5 stars on this one. And finally, an adult version of Ashoka Tano. I really got this because I wanted the white lightsabers. I kind of wish they had given us a Rebels rendition of Ahsoka. Still, this isn't bad. It's pretty decent. Doesn't look a whole lot like Rosario Dawson, but doesn't not look like Rosario Dawson, if that makes any sense. I know that's kind of like a scratch your head kind of comment, but yeah, it's kind of like I feel like they kind of blended both the animated and the look of Rosario Dawson together to kind of make this amalgam. That or it's just the worst face sculpt in history, and I can't tell. Again, really bought this for the white sabers. That was something I really thought was missing from the last Ashoka Tano we had. Of course, that was from Clone Wars. She didn't have the white sabers yet. And her range of motion is pretty dynamic. It's really good. I do like that. And I think with Ahsoka, you need that range of motion because she's borderline Spider-Man in both Rebels and in Clone Wars. This one, I mean, it's a real good figure. It's a good likeness of Ahsoka. I'm not so much of a Rosario Dawson, but I'm willing to look past that because I think that's a better idea anyway. I'm leaning towards the full 5 stars on this one just for that alone. I mean, kind of resembles Rosario Dawson, but it's not Rosario Dawson. And that's not a bad thing. That's no offense to Rosario Dawson either. It's just, you know, what I wanted was something closer to Rebels, which this is kind of a good in-between for that. I kind of like it. And for some comparisons, we have Fennec, Ahsoka, and Ayla beside of some old school G.I. Joe figures. Toxo Zombie and Hardball. I'll give you an idea how they measure up to that. And then some 25th anniversary figures with Sci-Fi and Airtight. Also some comparison with Indiana Jones and with the Crusade Knight and Indy from Temple of Doom. And finally beside a Cyberman and David Tennant's 10th Doctor. So that'll wrap it up for this quick review of some Star Wars vintage figures. You know, the vintage figures are hit and miss right now. A lot of that Clone Wars wave was just kind of fodder for me. I didn't really have a whole lot of interest in it. So don't forget to like and subscribe.